I'm really excited about today. We have national correspondent Wali Bell on the line in Columbus, Ohio. How you doing, cuz? What's going on?
All right. How are you folks doing this morning?
I'm doing.
Cold morning for a lot of folks.
Yeah, I'm doing real good. Just trying to get little things here. It's real loud. Yeah, just trying to get things here in the studio all set and get ready. It's kind of chilly. We're trying to defrost. I was drinking a cup of tea. I don't know what happened to it. It just disappeared. I don't know if it just froze in the wind or what. But
this is a hot chocolate morning.
I got to have some caffeine in mine.
Some mornings transcend coffee and tea. This is a hot chocolate morning.
Man, it was so cold out there. I was afraid that tears were coming out and they would freeze. But boy, I tell you, this one of them days you get that look.
Yeah.
Man, this is a bad one here, huh? But anyway, it's good to be alive on this day, January 21st. And your birthday was when, Wally? Is it
it's tomorrow?
It's tomorrow. So we're going to have a nice little good old time today. Yeah, happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday to you, too.
Okay.
You know how we had to celebrate the entire weekend?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I got to definitely do that. I'm going to definitely celebrate. We have some food from Soleil coming, breakfast here, and everyone here, catfish, grits, and sausages and all that. Oh, yeah, we doing it up here. I just can't wait. That's probably why I can't concentrate. Can't wait to get some in my gut. But I am just so excited to be alive and well, and, being able to talk to you, brother. And you, one of the things that I want to commit to, and I've asked our viewers and listeners that are now supporters of Dunk the Vote, in lieu of gifts, you can become a member of Dunk the Vote. So that's what I'm asking folks to do so that we can organize and mobilize, continue to create economic opportunities for people so that we can fight for voting rights, voting access, and equity. Now, hear me now. Voting rights, access, and equity. So I am asking those that out there to pass that word, join up for Dunk the Vote. You can visit us at our website, www.dunkthevote4ever.org. Go to our website. You can sign up, leave your name. We'll get all your information. You can make your checks payable to Circle of Nations, Inc. In the memo, you put Dunk the Vote membership. And that'll be a great gift. If we can get as many as 500 people to join this month, we are moving ahead, and we're excited about some of the financial commitments that Dunk the Vote have received. And we want folks to continue to bless so we can continue to do the work. So there's a lot going on, Wally, as far as voting rights being shot down. It didn't pass. What's up with that in 2022?
If anyone has any doubt, if anyone has any question on the obstacles, the mountain that we face right now, all they have to do is look at what happened this week with the Democratic Party, with the Republican Party, and this whole fiasco of trying to get these two great pieces of legislation through.
Right.
It is beyond me how any American, let alone any of our leadership on either side of the table, would even consider not voting to improve voting rights, access to election day, voter equity, all of the things, for example, that you spelled out, Dunk the Vote does, of course,
right,
to try to promote. And it's beyond me how every Republican, I won't even begin with Joe Manchin.
Oh, yeah, please don't. Don't mess up the birthdays. Don't mess up the birthdays. Don't mention that name around me.
I personally, I have I'll be good. I'll be good right now.
Okay.
I need callers to call in to speak for us on what should be done to these two Democrats in terms of should there be primary challengers? Should they, renounce their Democratic standings with the party? Because I really don't see them as true Democrats at this point.
Right. Yeah.
So this is my own personal view, of course. But getting back though, we can still do a lot of things, and I do mean we as the people.
Right.
And supporting Dunk the Vote, supporting any initiative.
Right.
To improve voter rights and access to election day. I personally know folks who could not vote the last couple of times because they worked 12-hour shifts.
Right.
And they literally could not get there because they had to work. And their folks would not allow them any time off to get to work. Officially they're supposed to allow you time to go vote. But in the real world, what happens to you if you're late to work. You get punished for that.
Yeah, but there is a law there is a law that many folks do not exercise, that they're supposed to give you at least an hour to go vote. A lot of people don't know that. That's a law. Yeah. Folks don't even know that.
And I agree with you. But, the bottom line, though, is number one, a lot of people can't even afford to take that hour off.
I know.
And then number two, and I know that a lot of these companies will turn around and punish somebody who comes in late, even if they say they're voting.
Right.
So, some of these companies, they don't care, you have to find a way to vote.
Right.
So, yeah, it's very difficult to vote right now. It's very difficult to register. There are a lot of obstacles being put up. You have to look at it as a major challenge.
Right.
It's Squid Game. The famous TV show right now is Squid Game. It's election game right now.
Right.
And you have to face the challenge. If we got to bring water with us, if we got to bring food, if we got to bring sleeping bags, we got to do whatever we need to do to make sure we continue to vote, to make sure that we have the right to vote, and to be able to move forward.
It's interesting you had mentioned bringing water, because there is some restrictions, and I read somewhere about they're not going to allow you to eat or drink in line.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
There's actually several states that are enacting or who have already enacted legislation that you cannot aid someone who is in line to vote, in terms of you can't allow them to have water or food or any type of medical aid. And all that is literally just a blanket attempt to get people not to vote, to discourage people to vote.
Right.
I think it's dastardly. And I'm like I said, I'm trying to be decent because I want Boston Black News, and I don't want Pastor Wall to come to my house.
I think
saying that I'm saying bad words on his air. So I'm using the word dastardly. But I have other words. I have other words to use. You know me, Ron.
Well, that's why I have you coming on in the morning. I don't want you to after 5 it'd be different. No, it's really sad. Even Massachusetts is a little more progressive here than most southern states, although we have our issues as it relates to contested races. I mean, there was a time we were next to last in races being contested. It took us 16 years. I remember working on early voting with Dunk the Vote and Boston Vote in the year 2000, and it took us 16 years to get early voting in Massachusetts. So, we're not out of the water, so to speak. And there have been sites and polling locations closed, and folks have been discouraged when going to the polls, and when you show up and then they tell you, no, it's not here, it's moved this way, and as you mentioned, Wally, that many people don't have the luxury to go from one place to the next in that hour break that this required by law, or they may be penalized because of they need the money, and folks act funny. So I think that we need to really bring some attention to this. I have made a life's commitment to this work, registering thousands of people to vote. We've been able to train young people. And one of the things I like about, the work that we do with Dunk the Vote and the leadership team, I want to thank all my leadership team members and board of champions and outreach workers. Them brothers and sisters work hard. I mean, they may look at me as the taskmaster, but the bottom line, they know that, we're doing what's good for our community, was doing what's good for our families and ourselves. So anytime that I ask someone to do something, whether it's knocking on doors, canvassing whether it's, making phone calls or even raising money, I do it myself. I don't ever ask anyone to do something I would not do. So I'm asking folks out, in our listeners and our viewers out there in Massachusetts and all the 50 states across America, to you can become a member of Dunk the Vote. Let's build an organization. I've heard so often from local organizers and activists and even clergy members how Boston has a leadership vacuum, how Boston doesn't have no organization for black people. Now here we are to build a community organization that can really help black people and others. And I said that, and others, because I think sometimes we lose our laser focus when we start to use the people of color, because when people of color gets the jobs, it's not someone that looks like me. It could be somebody that look like, someone else of another ethnicity. So I just want to make sure that folks understand that we are focusing on black people and others, and to build a community to turn out people to vote, to make sure we educate our community, starting with us first, right? Starting with us. This year, I want to make sure not only do we have a voting guide having questions being answered by our elected by our candidates, I want us to have information show people how to access services in City Hall, how to access services in the State House, on the federal level. You hear all this money coming down the pike, and I still see brothers and sisters out here struggling. I still see folks out here homeless. It's like, where is this money? So if there are resources, city councilors and state reps and Congress people, let us know how to ABCD get the resources so we can help our communities.
Exactly. One of the things that we learned from doing that voter's guide, that we definitely are going to do in probably every future voting guide that we ever do, is, especially how things are right now, where are you on voting access? Mm-hmm. Where are you on voting equity? Where are you on voting rights?
Right.
That should be probably the first question that we need to ask each and every candidate on each and every level, from the president on down.
Right.
Because if you don't believe in equity of the right to vote, mm-hmm. that says something right there.
Right.
And especially these people who are on record right now. Mm-hmm. You have every Republican, for example, every Republican congressman on record right now voting against voting rights bills. Mm-mm-mm. So literally, as an American, not just as a Democrat or a Republican, as an American, you need to ask yourself, is this somebody that should be representing our country?
Right. That's true. And in addition to that, you need to ask yourself that.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because,
Exactly.
sometimes we say, they didn't do this. They didn't do that. They didn't do this. What did you do? Did you even vote? I'm getting all these calls and these happy birthday wishes, man. It's really nice. 617-282-0685. You want to call in, express your commitment to helping with voter access, voter equity, voting access, voter rights, and equity. Please call in and tell you that you want to join us in our efforts and become a member of Dunk the Vote. We are coming from Boston to Ohio to California, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. We are all over the place, and we need resources to do that. So you can go to our website, dunkthevoteforever.org. You can make your donation there, or you can go to the Cash App DTV 2020 to make your donation. Become a member of Dunk the Vote, where you'll get our bi-monthly newsletter. You'll be able to get civic engagement classes and actually access to individuals through this network, Boston Black News on Fridays, during our hour of teaching voting access and equity. We're going to be doing a lot of that this year, Wally, because I think we talk about, and you've actually done a great job as far as explaining various terms, because we use these terms and we just think everyone's in the know. And I think that it's important that we don't talk over our audience, that we talk with our audience and teach and bring our audience to these areas and spaces that they may feel uncomfortable or may not be able to navigate. Because there's a lot of folks out here they don't understand how it works in City Hall, how there are line items, or how there are different services. And we just need to be able to make it easier for people. People are in a bad state right now, man, with this COVID-19. Yeah. And, and I think about the attitudes that I see with some folks, and, you look at someone the wrong way, man. I mean, I had to catch myself the other day. God looked at me like I was getting ready to knock him out or something. And I said, what's going on? It's because people can't breathe.
I tell people of all ages, don't be afraid of government. Don't be afraid of our process.
Okay.
If you don't know anything about the process, we literally have Congress members who had no experience whatsoever in the political process.
Right.
They actually felt emboldened because of whatever came up in their community. And they decided to run for office.
Right.
They learned the system. They learned the different terms. It's not that hard. It just takes time. It's just like anything else. And they're now U.S. Congress members. And I say to anyone that wants to learn more about our government, I have a high amount of gratitude for them.
Right.
Don't feel embarrassed.
That's right.
Ask a lot of questions. Those of us who have spent, Ron, you spent a good part of your life, most of your life, just like me, in some form or another involved with government and the political process. All of these things, we appreciate people who get involved.
Yeah.
Because usually they bring energy. They bring new and fresh ideas.
Right.
And they bring other people. So don't feel, bashful. Don't feel embarrassed if you don't know anything about the process.
Right.
Learn just a little bit each day. You can help this democratic process. You can help this country. This is our country, too.
Right. It is our country. We built it.
We've been here.
And built it.
Black people, the very capital that was attacked on January the 6th was built by black folks.
That's right.
It was defended by black Capitol police officers, among others. And it is we have representatives in there that are black.
Right.
So we are part of this process, whether you say we aren't or not. We are.
Right.
And so I tell people all the time, get involved, learn a little bit about it. You'll find how fascinating it is. And most importantly, you'll find out how effective your involvement actually matters.
Yes, that's right.
I know community people that are long since gone who now have names on walls, names on buildings. Parts of the city are named after them.
Right.
I remember these people when they were denigrated.
Right.
By city government, denigrated by the mainstream media in Columbus, for example. I remember the Amos Lynches. I remember the Clarence Lumpkins. I can go through all these different names, here in Columbus,
right?
Just like you can in Boston. That now these folks are gone, and they're revered.
Right.
But they made a difference. Each person can make a difference.
Yeah, and again, that's so important because sometimes we take for granted the effort that goes into working on various campaigns, whether it be nonpartisan or partisan campaigns. I mean, you literally give your all. I mean, I know for a fact, firsthand, when I finish a campaign, I'm literally just worn out. I mean, it's spiritually, physically, and emotionally, and sometimes financially draining to give all you can for an individual. So I just want to personally thank all those who've been with me for nearly over 25 years, working on various initiatives with Dunk the Vote, whether it's holding basketball tournaments, registering people to vote, whether it's getting people to understand ballot questions and providing education, whether it's teaching a course or what have you. And I really want to appreciate everyone today and thank you. On my birthday, I want to thank you for your labor of love and sowing your time and your talent and your treasure. And so as we continue to do the work in 2022, I'm asking you to join us. Join us in this fight, because it is a fight for voting rights. It's a fight for voting access. It's a fight for equity, because the equity's there. And it's important that we, as a community, not only just organize around it, but we demand what's ours. So 617-282-0685. Call in. Listen, on this weekend, this holiday weekend of Martin Luther King, we honored him on January 17th. Over 50 years ago, folks talk about King and how great a man he is, the only black American that there's a national holiday. But the truth of the matter is, some folks didn't treat King too well. And we have Reverend Wali Bell, who's going to be coming in here very soon at some point. He's the pastor of 12th Baptist, young brother who's doing real well. Really proud of him. He's going to be coming in and talk about some of the things that 12th Baptist is doing. And then, we're going to have other elected officials maybe calling in today. They may be popping in today to say hello, happy birthday to us, Wally. I mean, I keep forgetting that our father, my uncle, and my father had sons, 24 hours apart? I'm a day older than you?
Exactly. There's probably something genetic. There's probably something genetic about that.
They probably were hanging out the night before. They probably they double dating.
Something was happening.
It's just funny when you told me that I forgot all about it. Cause we ain't really seen each other since we were children, right? And when we were on the air, I forgot was it last year we found out, or was it the year before?
It was a couple of years ago.
It was during the pandemic. It was 2020.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. You find out a lot in a pandemic. Because even with the, it's like you start. You meet a person. You meet a person that you met for the first time in some cases, and that person is called yourself. Because you're in a room, and you're locked in, in the cell. That's why we have the cell, Civic Engagement Leadership Lab, and you get to know yourself. You're like, wow, I didn't know I was that good or that bad. Wow, I need to fix this, and just imagine, I mean, I went through 19 years, but being, in the pandemic, but being married in the pandemic, you're going to really see who loves who.
Yeah. The pandemic has brought out extremes in everyone.
Right.
There is no one who has gone through this pain. We're not done yet either, by the way.
Oh, no, we're still in it.
Pandemic that has not reflected on themselves,
right?
Reflected on the people that are close to them,
mm-hmm.
and and have reevaluated their lives.
Right.
I know. I personally know people who have left their jobs,
mm-hmm.
Saying, I don't want to be doing this for the rest of my life.
Right.
I don't know how long I'm going to live. I don't want to be in this position.
Mm-hmm.
I want to change.
Right.
I know people who have, good, nice paying jobs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, are you sure you want to do this, ma'am?
Right. I hear you.
This pandemic has put a lot of pressure on people. Just hold on, because we're not done yet.
Right.
I say that to a lot of folks. We are not done yet.
Yeah. Well, so I just want to continue this conversation here. We're talking about voting rights and voting access and equity. And it's important that we, keep this in the forefront of our minds. So often we, when it's election time, everyone gears up, we have, everyone mobilizes and, get their folks together for a campaign. And then after the campaign's over, folks just dwindle down and go back to their little silos, and then all of a sudden, a few months go by, things get bad again, things don't get changed really, and then all of a sudden, then another candidate pops up or another issue pops up, and then we organize. That's why it's important that we need to build an organization. It has to be ongoing 365 days a year, 24/7. I mean, we have to continue, whether it's putting out signs, Black Votes Matter, Dunk the Vote, whatever sign of times that you may have in stores, putting it in the face. Because, folks always say, I used to hear this a lot, signs don't vote. I know they don't vote. They don't have no heart. They don't have no legs or arms. I get that. But they do help as far as the process of organizing, because it gets people there. It does get people. It does get individuals' attention, because it's a visual. We're a visual society. We act out what we see. That's why in the media, you see many people use the media to sell product and use the media to get out messages. This form here, it's a form you can use as a form to set policy. I mean, you look at some of the broadcasters in various media outlets, I won't name names, but they're actually setting policy as they speak. Is that, am I accurate on that?
No, you are very accurate.
Okay.
You're very accurate on that.
Okay. Yeah, because
you're very accurate.
Yeah, and so that's why we need to control the airwaves. That's why we're here. It takes a lot to come out in this cold. And to walk out here and to prepare something and to get guests and to bring folks here. And I really appreciate our guests. We've had some incredible guests on Boston Black News and Boston Praise Radio and TV. And we want you to, we want to continue to do this work. And it's important that we all work together as a community. So I just want folks to chip in, do whatever you can. A membership fee is not even a fee. It's a donation towards the efforts of the work. And I mean the work, because like I said, when we work and Dunk the Vote, we work. We get things done. We have the numbers to show. It's not like it's, all this, Hollywood romantic politics. This is hard work. I tell folks all the time that if you want to, when they ask you what's your strategy for a various campaign, whether it's a partisan campaign, which means you're working on a particular individual's campaign, or nonpartisan, it could be an issues campaign. It could be on housing, which is an issue. Exactly. It could be on the voting rights. So I just want folks to help us as we do this work. It's so important. Sometimes people frown at you when you start asking for resources, but it's not about the money. It's the love that goes into this work. It's the ministry, the service that we do as servant leaders to really help each other and help ourselves and help our community. 617-282-0685. You were saying something, Wally?
Yeah, I was going to say that, you had mentioned the carrot in a lot of ways. I'm going to mention one of the sticks that this is a very bad negative, actually. A lot of, especially low-income folks of all colors, but especially our black folks, have come to really depend upon the child credit, the child tax credit. One of the things, as a result of the failure of this vote the other day, is the fact that they are now looking at completely dropping, and I'm talking about the Democrats now, completely dropping the child tax credit.
Right.
I'm not talking about extending it. I'm not talking about improving it, expanding it. I'm talking about dropping it completely.
Wow.
So people have to understand that it's organizations like Dunk the Vote that make the difference in terms of keeping a lot of these politicians in check, going after the issues that need to be that need to be pursued, and of course, generating more folks to vote. Because, like I said, and you said, Ron, the vote is so critical.
Right. It sure is. 617-282-0685. I'm here with Wali Bell out of Columbus, Ohio, our national correspondent. We're talking about voting rights, equity, voting access. The voting rights bill did not pass, and we need to do something about it as a community here in Boston. And we know that what happens in other parts of the country affects us here. It's not, I don't want to hear about, that's down south. That's what they're doing down south and other parts of the country. We're more liberal. We're more progressive. Yeah, okay. Let me tell you something. If it's starting there, it's going to come here. So let's
everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. Here, for example, here in Ohio, they have 2 days left. They have today and I think tomorrow to come up with a new redistricting map, because our Republican-led Supreme Court here in Ohio actually found that the map that the Republicans put forth here in Ohio was unconstitutional.
Right.
It gerrymandered huge amounts of the Ohio population.
Right.
And they have 2 days left. They've had 10 days. They have 2 days left to come up with a brand new map and submit it that is fairer, more just. And so everyone's taking a look to see if they're going to do it or if they're just going to screw around and dance around the issue again, like they've done the last 30 years.
Right. Wow.
So yeah, it don't think it's just a southern state. Don't think it's just Ohio, a Midwestern purple state that could go either way depending upon the wind.
Right.
This could happen in northern states as well. Michigan has issues right now. Wisconsin has issues right now. I can go through the number of northern states that are having their own issues. Pennsylvania is another.
Right. Someone's calling.
So yeah, it doesn't stop at just the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah. Okay. We have a caller on the air. Caller, you're live on Boston Black News.
If this is if I'm live, this is Michael Jacoby Brown calling to wish Ron Bell a very happy birthday.
Hey, thank you, Michael.
And I hope that this year is a year that Dunk the Vote becomes a stable, sustaining, and powerful organization.
Thank you so much.
It's done so much good work in the past that I hope this is the year, 2022, that you and Dunk the Vote and all the supporters increase and it really fulfills its mission and takes off.
Thank you so much, Michael. And I want to thank you for all your labor of love, man, and your support over the years. And we've been doing this for a while, and this is going to be the year, definitely. So we have callers are calling in now on the air. Michael, thank you for calling in. I do want to talk to you more. Welcome back. Oh, are you back?
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, and congratulations on reaching another year.
I know,
Forward to working with you this year and with Dunk the Vote. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's so good to be 39 years old.
Yeah, really.
Okay, I'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye. Caller, you're live on Boston Black News.
Hi, Ron. This is Representative Brandy Fluker Oakley. How are you?
Hey, Representative.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I can't make it into the studio today, but just wanted to give you a call to wish you a happy birthday. And my grandmother used to always say to give people their flowers while they are here. And Ron, I think I speak for everyone when we are just so grateful for your life and for your community work that you do for us day in and day out. The Bible says, let your yes be yes, your no be no, and you certainly follow through when you say you're going to do something. And I just appreciate you for everything you're doing to help us in the community maintain and gain more political and economic power.
Thank you so much. Wow. You made my day, even though it's so cold out here.
I'm glad you're feeling warm on your 39th birthday.
Yeah, my 39, I feel good now. This made me feel like 39. You have a great day, Rep.
You paid her for that, right?
Yeah.
And enjoy.
Okay, bye-bye. Caller, you're live on the air. Caller, you're live on the air. Okay, you're not caller. Thank you so much. That was really nice. I got calls coming in on my phone and things are just moving ahead. I seen the food come. I really got distracted, Wally. I seen Zakiya, Lockie, and Corey Thompson. They came in with Soleil breakfast. We got catfish. Man, we'll email you a plate.
For a little while.
We'll email you a plate.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Macaroni.
Right.
Macaroni salad or macaroni and cheese, that's my favorite. And baked beans.
In the morning?
Hey, I'm simple.
You simple, huh? You just make it happen, huh?
Morning is fine.
Yeah, I hear you. We have another caller on the air, Boston Black News. You're live. Caller?
Happy 39th birthday, Brother Ron.
Thank you so much, man. Why y'all laughing? I said I'm 39. Why y'all laughing?
39 years? How are you paying these people off, Ron?
Oh, that's right. He's 29.
Whatever. It's 30. Okay, y'all can do it this way. I'm going to say all you that called in, we're asking folks in lieu of gifts to give me, instead of giving me a gift, to donate and become a member of Dunk the Vote for $59. How's that? Is that better? I'm trying to make it easy.
Well, it makes you feel better. It makes you feel better.
Okay. Who's this?
This is Paul Simmons.
Hey, what's up, Paul? How you doing, man?
Hey, just wanted to say it's been a privilege and an honor working with you.
It's man, you the best, Paul. I don't know what I would do if I didn't talk to you almost every day.
Well, no, the thing about, as you know, I tend to base my work on actually seeing results, and you're one of the few people where I can actually see the results.
Thank you so much, man. Well, I tell you one thing, we have a good team at Dunk the Vote, and those that are out there listening, you could be a part of our team, and the way to be a part of our team is to join our team by making a donation of $59. You can go to our website, dunkthevoteforever.org, or you can go to our Cash App, DTV2020, $59. And even though I'm 39, you can give $59 towards the efforts of the work so that we can continue to provide economic opportunities for people. Because we actually hire people. You right, Paul?
I'm not arguing that point.
Right, Wally?
Of course, one of the good things is your hires are expected to work.
That's right. It ain't just like, giving out money. We work. And when they see you work, they work. And if they try to outwork you, that means they're working very, very hard. 617-282-0685. We have Wali Bell on the line, national correspondent Paul Simmons out of Pennsylvania. Thank you for calling in.
Out of Boston, but staying in Pennsylvania.
Okay, sorry. All right. I'm just used to being here in Boston. I figured I said Pennsylvania. When I talk to you, I can't see you, so you're from Boston. I get it. You live in Boston, right?
Right.
But anyway, we're talking about voting access and voter equity. What is your response to what just happened this week, Paul?
Actually, it's not surprising because you have a whole bunch of people that don't bother, and it's not limited to us.
Right.
To go into the areas. It's easy to criticize all these folks out in West Virginia, but I've yet to see anybody working to change things in West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that as a matter of fact because the county line down here is the West Virginia border.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you see a lot of people selling wolf tickets but not doing anything to back it up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say real fast, I back up everything he's saying. Being a lifelong Ohio resident and seeing West Virginia up close many times, there is very little done for the people that are there. And West Virginia is truly one of the poorest states in the country. Wow. And they have a lot of issues. Everything from housing issues, economic vitality, their water issues. Everybody talks about Flint, Michigan, West Virginia. The entire, I won't say the entire state, but a good portion of the state a couple of years ago had a very similar issue.
Right.
The water was, they had major water contamination that was going down the Ohio River.
Wow.
So, I mean, West Virginia has a lot of problems that are not being solved. And they have a locked-in leadership structure. Manchin is an example of that structure, who just went up through the process, governor, Congress positions, and he's in a position now where he's basically obstructing the entire country, not just West Virginia. He's obstructing the entire country at this point. I have major issues when it comes to
the issue there. The issue there is there's nothing on the ground fighting it.
I just got a text about this remark that was made by Mitch McConnell. It says black people vote at similar rates to Americans. Mitch McConnell says black people vote at similar rates to Americans. Interesting.
Ron?
Yes.
I have a family call coming in. I got to go now. But again, a happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you.
Okay.
So, Wally, what's your response to that? It says Mitch McConnell says black people vote at similar rates to Americans. That's the headline.
We know where Mitch McConnell sits. He's,
it's out of Louisville, Kentucky.
And actually, we have family ties, as you well know.
All right.
In Louisville, Kentucky. So a lot of people think that we're just talking about Kentucky. We know Kentucky.
That's right. My dad was born there.
Exactly, and my dad was born there too.
Right.
So, Kentucky, again, you have poor leadership in a lot of these states. They're locked in like ticks. And until the people in the state decide that they have to really force a change, it's not going to change.
Right.
And you have to be able to show these people this is why we do dunk the vote. This is why we push so hard. Is because just letting these people know that there are alternatives. It doesn't have to be like this. Is all the difference in the world. I mean, it's for him to make a statement like that. And I listen to a lot of experts. I listen to a lot of reporters that cover Mitch McConnell, and the consistent thing was that wasn't a surprise. That was not a surprising statement coming out of his mouth. So yeah, it's saddening to hear that, but we know that we have ways to get rid of these folks and to get in people that are more responsive to the needs of all Americans, not just some. Ron?
She stepped away from Brother Wally. Go right ahead.
Oh, okay. I do hope that people really take the chance and consider a donation to Dunk the Vote, and just know that the money would be used to actually further a lot of causes. One example, we just did it just recently, this last election cycle, where we had the voters guide. That not only the voters guide did two things. Of course, it educates voters and people who need to know before they even register to vote how to vote and what to look for. But it also put in check on the winners and losers of this last election cycle, where they stand on each issue, where they stand for Boston, where they stand for Massachusetts, and where they stand once they get to national office, where they stand for the country. So it's really very important that organizations like Dunk the Vote continue to get the support from the community, support from folks like you. And $59 for a year is nothing to be able to see and know that you were a part of the next voters guide, that you were part of helping register people to vote that may actually make a change and make a difference right there in Boston. To actually know that you may have made a change for the city of Boston, not only for yourself, but for future generations. So it's something to really think about.
Outstanding. Thank you, Brother Wally. We got literally about 3 minutes before we're going to our station ID.
Okay. I don't know if there are any callers that may want to say something really fast while we still have 3 minutes. Again, consider a donation to Dunk the Vote. Consider what the organization... Go ahead.
No, that was just Ron communicating.
Sorry. No, you know what? I'm sorry. It's my birthday. Y'all got to excuse me. I had to go get my tea. I misplaced my tea, and I just had to find my tea, and I found it. Now I feel better. Sorry, Wally.
That's all right. That's all right. We're just saying that folks need to get involved and help out this organization, because this organization makes a huge difference.
Definitely. We just had the delivery came in as well. While I was looking for my tea, I seen Sister Zakia Lockie and Brother Corey Thompson. They just picked up from Soleil catfish, grits, and eggs. Pastor Wall and Pastor K, we have your plates down here. We'll make sure we get them to you. If you're tuning in, we have the catfish, Pastor K. We made sure we got that on my birthday, so that we're going to make sure we get that to you at your house. Wally, we'll send you an email plate
Yeah, there we go. There we go. There we go.
Pastor, we may take a break. We may have to go gobble something down. But we really want to appreciate all y'all out there listening. All those that are wishing us happy birthday. You want to join our membership team? $59 on my 39th birthday. You can send your donation to dunkthevoteforever.org and become a member. You have access to our website, our bi-monthly newsletter, as well as our weekly civic engagement teachings here on Boston Black News. So please come on out and join our efforts. We're going to be distributing signs to our local vendors, our local black businesses in particularly, and as they put up their signs, one of the things we're asking them to do to keep it up for the next few months or so leading up to the state elections that we have coming up. You know that we have a gubernatorial race here in Massachusetts. Maura Healey, the Attorney General, just got in the race, along with Democratic candidate Sonia Chang Diaz, as well as Danielle Allen, a professor out of Harvard, and Jeff Deals, the Republican candidate. So it's on now. It's on for the upcoming gubernatorial race in Massachusetts, in this state, y'all. So it's time to gear up now. We're giving out our signs now. We're going to be calling you, getting you involved. We want you to join Dunk the Vote. We're going to keep you informed of what's going on. We're going to be doing another guide, or a couple of guides, a resource guide that will give you access and information on city services, state services, federal services. As well, we're going to be introducing you, as we did last year, with the voter guide, where there's 40 pages of 31 candidates in color. It was so funny, Wally, when we did the voter guide, all the city council candidates, most of them, the ones that I showed, they were like, why am I not on the front page? So I opened up the document and I said, you are. They all want to be on the front page. I said, boy, that's a lot of, humbleness right there, huh? But anyway, yeah. God bless them, and I do want to, commend them, in this time in a pandemic that, it's really tough. So we're going to be taking a station break. Cause we're going to go and chow down some food. Wally, you can hang in there with us. If not, we understand. But we're going to be back for the 9 o'clock hour? Yeah, we'll be back for the 9 o'clock hour. We'll be right back.
Zip code 02124.
Thank you.
We're
Happy
on
birthday
this
to you.
FM station from 2 a.m. to 9 a.m. Monday through